Hi everyone, today we're going to be trialling out a whole shed load of brand new makeup. There are a couple of items in here that have been talked about quite a lot recently and I am desperate to find out if they are worth the hype. So if you're in the US, you may have had some of these products for decades. It's just how we roll here in the UK. We always like to be tardy to the party, but I am eager to get some of these on my face. So let's jump straight into it. If you are new here, hi, my name's Gemma. I upload new videos here on YouTube every single week. I'm also on Instagram if you fancy following me across over there as well. And I'd really appreciate it if you find this video helpful or entertaining. Click on that subscribe button at some point during this video and also the notification bell so you don't miss any future uploads. So whilst I'm buffing in my P. Louise eyeshadow base on the bridge of my nose because I'm going to be wearing my glasses today and it acts as a great primer, also the tip of my chin and my eyelids, I just want to remind everybody that there is a huge sale going on at Look Fantastic and Feel Unique at the moment in the UK and I believe worldwide, but don't quote me on that. And you can get better discounts on some products than you can in the Sephora sale. So I will link both of those sales at the top of the description box. Make sure you also put my offer code in. I'm not guaranteeing it, but there is a possibility that you will get extra discount on top of the sale discounts as well if you use my offer code. So try it out. So before I start my eyes, which is where I usually like to concentrate my efforts right at the very beginning, I am going to colour correct and use my NARS Creamy Colour Corrector in the shade Light. This is sold out in so many places, but you can get the shade Light at Space NK in the UK. I've found that I've never had an issue there before. So I'm just going to pop that exactly where I need it and just concentrate on those pigmented areas, just to cancel out that bluey purpley tinge. So once that's laid down, I'm going to leave that to dry and move on to my eyes. I've got a brand new product to try. This is from Iconic London and it's one of their glazed crayons. I could only get this shade at time of order because everything was sold out, but the champagne shade and also the bronze shade looks divine, absolutely stunning. I've gone for the shade Gold Mine, which is also beautiful, as I will show you in just a second. So this is dual-ended. You get an eyeshadow crayon on one end, and then you get an eyeshadow glitter topper on the other end there. So really beautiful and can be built up to give you that va-va-va-voom sparkle. These will be great for the parties over December. So really, really simple and easy to use. You do have to work quite quickly with these to stop them from setting in place where you actually don't want them. So I'm only going to do one eye at a time. Just going to really get this on the eye, and then you can either use your finger or you can use a brush. I'm going to use a brush. I prefer to use a brush. I just find it easier to just get in there and smooth everything out. So beautiful. Look how stunning that is. Really gorgeous shade. These are seriously creamy and smooth. I sort of wish they'd made the crayon a little bit smaller because it's very large, and if you have very little lid space it might be a bit cumbersome to use, but I mean that's gone on so beautifully, blended out really beautifully. There's nothing negative I can really say about this. It's just lovely. So I'm going to grab my Charlotte Tilbury Super Nudes Liner Duo. It's got a lovely brown liner on one end, and I'm just going to deepen off the outer portion of the eye, just the outer half. And then once again, I'm going to go in with the shadow stick and then a brush and just blend that out. Just smoke it out a little bit. So I'm going to leave the eye look there for a few minutes and then come back to it when I've finished a couple more steps. I am going to be using a foundation that I have never used before. Again, been around in the US quite a few months now. This is from Bite Beauty. We've just managed to get our hands on Bite Beauty. In the UK, it's available at Feel Unique. This is the Changemaker Supercharged Micellar Foundation, and I've gone for the shade L15, which says it's for light skin tones with a neutral undertone. So, never tried this on my skin before. This is a bit of a suck it and see moment. Ooh. It's quite a whipped, moussey texture. The shade looks pretty good. Let's see how it applies. I've no idea how much of this I'm going to use, so we'll start small and build up. I'm going to use my Refa 31 brush, which is my favourite foundation brush, and we'll just go from here. It's very moussey and light. Okay, all right, so this looks like it's going to be a really thick texture. It feels a moussey thick texture on the back of the hand, but as soon as it hits the skin, it loosens in consistency and spreads a really long way. That's very flattering on my skin. It's a great skin match as well. That is not bad at all. So this does have a fragrance in this foundation as well as some essential oils. So if you are sensitive to those ingredients, double whammy, you may want to give this one a miss. And it is quite strong. It's looking really nice on my skin, but I am noticing it is clinging to my dry patches and making them look, yeah, really dry. Maybe I should have prepped that area before. It is really dry at the moment, so I'm not going to judge too quickly. The fragrance is really strong. It's like a talcum powder sort of fragrance. I'm not keen. So apart from those really dry, flaky areas, this is actually looking quite pleasant on my skin. It's not matte, but it's not dewy. It's somewhere in between. It's definitely not the nicest foundation I've ever had on my skin. I'm not wowed by this. I'm not bowled over. This isn't anything revolutionary, but it's okay. It's pleasant enough. Yeah. I like it. Would I reach for it on a daily basis at this moment? Probably not. But we'll see how it wears throughout the day because that might be a game changer for me. So let's move on to concealer. The concealers that I'm going to use today, again, are my Ride or Dies. I've got the Lancome All Over Concealer and the Fenty Pro Filter Concealer. I've shown you this so many times. You'll probably all speed through it anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and do this off camera and I'll be back to finish off the eye look. Okay, so I've done my concealer off camera and then I realised that I'm actually not using any new brow products either, so I went ahead and did my brows off camera as well. The products that I use for brows are the Refi Brow Sculpt and also the NYX Lift and Snatch in the shade Ash Brown. If you want me to do a dedicated video just on my brow routine or just on my concealer routine, do let me know in the comments section. Oh, and I also use the Pat McGrath Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder underneath my eyes just to set everything in place. I also put a tiny little bit in between my brows and on the end of my chin as well. Okay, let's finish off the eye look. I'm going to take the Iconic London Glaze Crayon and I'm just going to pop a tiny bit on that outer edge and then use my Refa, what number is this? 03 brush and just smoke that out. I really love this colour. I sort of don't want to put anything over the top, but I mean, let's go for it. I'm going to take some of the glitter topper and I'm actually not going to apply this to the lid. I'm going to apply this to my finger and then apply it to the lid because I don't want to apply too much. Now you can build this up and have a really glitzy look, but you know, I'm going on the school run. So I don't want masses. I'm just going to pop it on the centre of the lid just see that just gives it a little bit more light. Gorgeous, absolutely stunning. I'm going to let that dry down a little bit, and then I'm just going to blend out those edges so you can definitely see the difference. I love both sides, if I'm being completely honest. I like the more muted side, but I also like a little bit more glitz. This is such a simple product to take you from a day look to an evening look within seconds. Okay, I'm just going to curl my lashes really quick and then grab a brand new mascara to me that I have been loving over the last few days. This is from Bite Beauty and it is their Upswing Full Volume Mascara. It definitely gives you volume, va-va-va-voom style. So yeah, I love the wand as well. It's really chunky and hourglass shape, so you can hug every single lash and really coat the lashes with the mascara. Okay, so I absolutely adore this mascara. I don't think I've actually worn anything else since I bought this. It's that good. It really is. One coat is enough for me. It's enough volume, it's enough length. 2 coats, whew, voluptuous, fluttery lashes, super volumized. Adore it. Absolutely adore it. Let's move on to a little bit of blush. This is a new cream blush that I've managed to get my hands on. It's from Milk Makeup and it's one of their Bionic blushes. This is in the shade Teleport. So I'm going to pop some of this on the back of my hand. I'm not going to place it directly on my cheeks because it might pack a punch. I've only swatched this. I haven't tried it on my cheeks and yeah, it's bright, so I don't want to overdo it and end up looking a little bit clown-like. So this is the more peachier toned blush, but they do have several others to choose from if you're after something more cool toned. So just going to pop a little bit on the end of my brush. The brush I'm using is the Refa 05 brush, and then just pad a bit of that off on the back of my hand and then go in on the cheek. That is clinging to certain areas though. Let me see how this applies with my finger. Okay, so this is actually better applied with my fingers. Some cream blushes I like to apply with my fingers. Some apply better with a brush. Some apply better with a sponge. This one, it's a little nicer with my fingers and it's not clinging to any areas because it's managing to stay warm for longer. So this looks like, on the back of my hand, it's going to have a really nice sheen to the skin. Actually, it dries down slightly more of a demi-matte finish. So I'm just going to go onto this side and then go back and build as I want. I'm loving the colour of this. It's just gorgeous. Really pretty. It's quite sticky to the touch, but it doesn't feel sticky once it's on the cheek at all. But yeah, it's quite deceiving. Okay, so you all know I love a blush. I don't care if it comes in loose powder form, pressed powder form, cream, liquid, it doesn't matter. I like a lovely blush and I am rather smitten with this one. I've got to say, it's so beautiful. I really like that. I'm going to use it again in future videos. I'll update you if my opinion changes, but at the moment, stunning. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of my NARS matte bronzer in the shade Volata and just contour a little bit, just adding a bit of depth and definition back into my face. So I've just added a little bit of colour back to my lips. I've got the MAC lip pencil in the shade Boldly Bare, and then I've got the Huda Beauty matte lipstick in the shade Interview. So let's move on to the final product, which is highlight. I have heard so many things about this highlighter. Everybody is going crazy for it. This again is from Huda Beauty and it's the Rose Quartz highlighter. It's very interesting looking. It looks a little bit like a Petri dish, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, it's just a little bit strange looking. I'm not quite sure what I think about the look of it, but this is supposed to be a highlighting dew, so sounds right up my street. More of that glass skin effect rather than a highlight that you're going to be able to see from the moon. It's called the Quartz Glow Face Gloss, and I believe you are supposed to move your finger around. It becomes a little less like a Petri dish and yeah, a little bit more all mushed together. And then you apply it with your fingertip to the top points of your cheekbone or wherever else you want to highlight. Oh, I was really hoping that I wasn't gonna like this. The consistency of it is a little sticky because it's in a gel. So whether I love it will depend on whether this actually dries down or whether it remains tacky on the skin, because unless I've got my hair tied up, which I have today, so it's not a problem, I don't want my hair sticking to my face with every gust of wind. And if you're worried about this being too pink, this really isn't pink. There are pink particles in here, but the majority of the particles are champagne in shade. So yeah, it's really pretty. Now, I'm not sure if this will suit a skin tone that's a lot deeper than mine. I would be surprised if it wouldn't. Usually Huda Kattan is really inclusive when it comes to her brand, so I'm sure they've checked that out on many skin tones, but yeah, at the moment this looks beautiful on my skin tone and it does exactly what it says. It's more of a glow than a highlight. It's more of a gloss. Now add too much and it may be a little too much, like it looks like you're a bit sweaty rather than you've got that glow on. So there may be a fine line with this product. Again, I'm going to use this a lot in future, and if my mind changes, I will let you know. It's not too tacky now, it's dried down. So I'm hoping it's going to continue to dry down and not be tacky at all. Watch this space. Really like that. So that's the finished look. Let me know your thoughts in the comments section. I have been well and truly spoilt in this video. There's nothing that I absolutely hate, and usually there's something that doesn't quite work. I even quite like the Bite Beauty foundation, the Changemaker Supercharged Micellar foundation. This is one of those foundations that I've got a feeling is going to look better on the skin the longer it's on, because this looks 10 times better already than it did when I first applied it. So I'm impressed. I will let you know how I get on with this in a pinned comment at the top of the comment section, but I'm in love with everything else. This eye stuff from Iconic London, gorgeous. Look how beautiful that is. Stunning. The Bite Beauty mascara also. Ooh, yes, definitely. Huge thumbs up from me. Loving the Milk blush. I think that's star of the show. And also the Huda Beauty Quartz Glow Face Gloss. It's not sticky at all now, and it's only been a matter of minutes since I first applied it. So yes, it's a definite yes from me. This is one of those products that I've got a feeling you'll be able to carry around in your handbag and just touch up as the day goes on, as you lose that little bit of glow. Really, really like it. Again, let me know your thoughts in the comments section. Are there any of these products that you're thinking about picking up? Have you already tried some of these, especially if you're in the US and you've had these for a really long time? Which of these do you get on with? Which of these do you not quite like on your skin? Do let everybody know in the comments section. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful in some way, and hope to see you all in the next one. Bye everyone.